Welcome to Civila Needs at Home. My name is Vanessa and today I'm guiding you through a restorative yoga session. We focus specifically on lengthening the muscles of our back, lower back, upper back. So if you feel a bit stiff in your back area, this might really be the right session for you. If you have at home perhaps a couple of bricks or a cushion, something that can support your body in some of the seated postures, I recommend you keep those props with you. And make sure you can see me from different angles. So we will be mainly seated on the floor, laying onto our back or our belly, so you can keep the screen quite close to the ground. And as always, please listen to my variations. So if anything doesn't feel right for you, if you want to change it, I will offer you lots of options you can play with. Nothing should feel painful, so be really mindful of your body. We make a start laying onto our back. And if you like, you can take a blanket and rest it on the floor. You can come directly on your mat. So the feet are slightly wider than your hips and your knees are dropping inwards in a constructive rest position. You can rest your hands one on top of the other on your belly and allow the back of your body to soften and sink on your mat. Maybe you want to close your eyes to focus a bit more inwards. Start noticing if you can feel any movement in your belly when you breathe in and when you breathe out. So begin following the journey of your breath as it fills your lungs and empty your lungs. One more full breath in through your nose. And a big exhale through your nose. From here, open your arms, take your palms facing upwards, and begin rocking your knees all the way to one side, allowing the opposite shoulder to press, and then shift to the other side. So we introduce some twisting to unlock the lower back, and I invite you to feel the whole back of your arms heavy on the floor. Nice and slow, rotating your knees inwards and outwards. Lovely. Then make your way all the way back into your center. And take your feet together, knees together. We do the same thing. We drop the knees up and over to the right side first. And go as far away as you can and keep your left shoulder down. And then gently return back into your center and take it to the other side. So knees moving to the left, trying to keep your right knee on top of the left, your right shoulder down. Getting a good opening into the lower back, and again, back to center, knees to the right. And back into center and to the left. Let's go one more each side and allow your head to move if it feels comfortable for you. And change. Lovely. As you make your way back into your center, draw both knees into your chest. Squeeze your thighs to your stomach and have a little rock side to side again, massaging the right side of the back, left side of your back. Keep your neck nice and soft as you do that. And now pause into center. Keep your left knee into your chest and extend your right leg long. So try and really lengthen now the lower back with an extra twist. So breathe in, and as you exhale, move your knee up and over to the right side, and again lengthen through your left arm. See if you can really shoot your bottom leg long in front of you and the crown of your head above, just behind, so you can find a little bit more length into the whole spine, into the whole body. Take a couple more breaths, and if you notice your knee is really uncomfortable, you're more than welcome to place a block underneath so you don't have to feel that your leg is floating off the ground. Good, one more slow breath in through your nose. And now exhale, return back into your center. Rebend your right knee, but keep your left thigh closer to you and interlock your fingers behind you. So let's begin creating length into the hamstrings. So breathe in, pull your knee close to you, and exhale, flex your foot and push up towards the ceiling. Again, bend your knee. It doesn't matter if your leg is straight or bent. Try and push the heel up and maintain your thigh close to you. Feel your lower back widening as you extend your leg. And if you feel really flexible, you can extend your right leg completely. Extend, flex your foot, and rebend twice more. Keep your shoulders heavy, flex your foot, toes towards you, and one last time, bend your knee, and then flex. Good, slowly draw your knee into your chest, catch the front of your shin if that's okay. Lift your head, lift your shoulders, just surround your back a little bit more. And then release your head down and go ahead and swap side. So keeping your left leg long in front of you, pull your knee into your chest, right knee up. And then go ahead and twist. So right knee moving to the left arm in opposition. Again, if your knee is uncomfortable, you can place it on something. Try and shoot your toes or your heel forward and your head back. So you're elongating through your whole spine. And each time you exhale, allow your right shoulder to soften towards the floor. Come all the way back to center, interlock your fingers behind your right thigh, and again place your left foot on the floor. Now draw your thigh as close as you can to your belly, and then keep that connection. Inhale, exhale, flex your foot and stretch up. One side might feel different than the other one, so you don't have to stretch completely. Again, bend, and then lengthen up to your own degree. And release. And push up. One last time, hold it at the top a little longer. Maybe extend the other leg if you feel really open here. And then gently release. Find your best way to come to seated and cross your legs. So if you want, you can sit on a cushion or a blanket. Take your hands on top of your knees. We begin now moving the spine. So lift your shoulders first, up, back and down. And again, take a big circle with your shoulders up, back and down. And go twice more. Good. From here, keep your hands pressing against your knees and press your chest as forward as you can. Really arching through your back. Then tuck your tailbone, draw the navel in, drop your head. You're into a C shape. Again, breathing in, push your chest forward. And breathing out, curl your back. Let your head be heavy. And twice more, open your chest. Exhale, press back. Let's go for one more time. And reach back. Now resume your center. Lengthen your left arm up and reach up and over to your right side. So your head is heavy, your left fingertips are pulling. And go ahead and bring your hand behind your head. Start spinning your chest up towards the ceiling. As your next exhale, spin your chest down and maybe take your elbow close to the floor. Breathing. So we now incorporate a twist and a flexion of the spine. So we move forward. Exhale, curl. Keep your left hip anchoring down. Breathing, we open. And we breathe out to curl. Let's go one last time. And close. Take your fingertips into the diagonal line. Lift your palms, try and plug your shoulders on your back, so keep your shoulders soft and release your head. And we stay here. Nice way to open the lower back on the left side. So keep your breath steady. Keep on walking your fingertips away from you. Maybe your belly is touching your thigh. Slowly walk your hands all the way in front of you and maintain that idea of dropping the head down. So perhaps your elbows are finding the floor, maybe just the hands. Can you release your chest a little closer to the ground? And keep on breathing in your belly. Feel the weight of your shoulders drop. And slowly press into your hands, roll out through your spine. Interlock your fingers behind your back, gently open across your chest. And then we swap, shin bridges in front. So cross the other leg in front. Again, sit nice and tall and lengthen your right arm up and over to the left. As your head drops, you can really feel tension from the fingertips. Your right hip pushes down. Place your hand behind your head and introduce the twist. Inhale, look up. And as you exhale, twist the elbow as close as you can to the floor. Inhale, we open. And exhale, we twist. Again. Twist your chest up and back. And close. Let's take this one last time. Try and maintain your hips as even as possible. And now as you turn, lengthen your fingertips over to the diagonal line. Plug your shoulders on your back and rest your head. We maintain stillness and really notice if you can feel sensation of stretch in your lower back. Keep reaching your fingertips long, pull the right hip back. And then keep your chest really low, walk your fingers right in front of you. Drop your head, and again, your elbows might find the floor, maybe only the hands. Try and keep on lengthening through your lower back. So as you reach forward, you're trying to stick your tailbone out almost, and drop your head down. We pause for a couple of breaths. And then slowly walk yourself back and up. Again, interlock your fingers behind your back, open your chest, maybe look up, and then release. So take yourself into a tabletop now. We move into our cat and cow. So hands and knees on the floor. Choose whatever breath works for you, but start arching through the spine, really sticking your tailbone out, and then round your back as much as you can. So your head drops and your tailbone is tucking under. And again, chest lowers, stick your tailbone up, and then around your spine. Let's go twice more. Chest softening, lift up and around. Last one, breathing in or out and reversing. Now go ahead and tuck your toes, push back into downward facing dog. And feel free to walk on spot and adjust your feet until you can get some length in your calves, in your hamstrings. Maybe move your head, maybe move your shoulders and your hips. Yeah, keep pushing your chest towards your thighs. And slowly walk your hands towards your feet. softly bend your knees, release your head down. So we pose into this forward fold, and if it feels good on your shoulders, you can interlock your fingers and lengthen your arms up and forward. Or you can catch your ankles or catch the opposite elbow, but let's pause into the forward fold to really stretch the back, keep the head heavy. And if this feels uncomfortable, you can also choose to use some blocks. So you can have blocks in front of you. Your knees are softly bent and releasing your head as much as you need to. So we take 5 more breaths into the forward fold, shift the weight on your toes and feel the heaviness of your head. Good. From here, release, hands down to the floor, and refine yourself into a tabletop position. So introduce a little bit of twisting for your upper back now. From your tabletop, open up through your right arm. Maybe look up if your neck is comfortable, and really try and move your top arm away from the floor. Now circle the arm back, all the way down and forward, and keep on circling to mobilize your chest more. Reaching forward, up and around, and again. On the next one, right arm lifts up to the sky, pause for a moment, and then thread your arm under the other one. Shift your head forward, and if that's available, press even more deeply into the left hand and spin the left shoulder back. Your tailbone is pulling behind you, and your bottom arm is active. So maintain stillness, and if you wish, you can lengthen your left arm up and then take it across to catch the crease of your hip. Keep your breath steady. As you exhale, maybe spin the chest more to the left. If this position is uncomfortable, you can take the same thing into a child's pose. So your feet together, and then same position, but you have less pressure on your head and neck. So give yourself a moment to rest. Keep pushing your hips high behind you and keep twisting your chest. Good, let's take one more full breath. And then return back into your center. Push into the left hand and reopen through your right arm. Good, and return, and we swap to the other side. Left arm opens. Maybe look up, really energize through your right arm, and then go ahead and circle your hand back behind you, down and forward. And again, big circle. So as you do this movement, see if you can maintain a deeper pressure through the bottom arm so you can grow taller. One more time. Now lengthen your left arm up to the sky. Breathe in. As you exhale, thread your arm under the other one. Shift your head slightly forward and then push into the right hand to spin the chest more towards the ceiling. Your hips are lifting high. And if that's enough, you stay. If you wish, you can go ahead and catch the crease of your hip. Really trying to maintain that right shoulder away from your neck. The breath is steady. And your bottom arm is very active. Two. As you return back into center, open up through your left arm, and one last time. And return to center. Good. Find a way to come to seated, and let's work now into stretching the back but also the hamstrings. So we move into a seated tree position. You're having now your left leg straight and your right foot in. Come and sit nice and tall, so move the fleshy part away from your sit bones. And then walk your fingertips forward. And check that if you can feel already some stretching to the back and the hamstrings. If not, lift up and then hinge even more through the hips. So stick your tailbone backwards and walk even more towards your toes and release your head. So we now stay into this static hold. And we maintain this posture for 5 minutes. So if you'd like to use some extra props, you can maybe take your blocks around your shin, or you can take them higher if you need to. You can also use them to support your forearms so that you can rest your forehead on your hands. So any use of your props that might work for you. As we lean forward, we want to be able to completely relax the head. So sometimes it is easier to begin with something that holds our forehead before we release it and let it drop. It's absolutely fine if your left knee is bent. Try and angle your chest in a way that you're really going towards your toes and not diagonally. So let's stay into this stillness. And if at any point you need to take a break, you can come up slowly and maybe join us again. Your left foot can be really floppy. You don't have to keep it flexed. Shoulders are dropping. You feel you are getting a bit more length now for the last 2 minutes. You can also move your props forward. So reach your head a little bit closer to your foot. If you don't need any more props, you can move them on the side and see if you can just let go of the weight of your body as you are. And keep on paying attention to the quality of your breath. So do you feel your belly is still gently rising and falling? Can you truly relax the weight of your shoulders down? And then palms on the floor, push yourself back and up. And right away, this knee, which is bent, just lifts up. So find your foot on the floor, hug your thigh and lift up through the spine. We move into a twist. So spin the chest towards your right knee. You can hug your knee right and behind you. And if you want more, you can have your elbow on the outside of your knee, press and lift taller and twist. But try and maintain your shoulders low. Sometimes it's just not much easier to keep this kind of bind. So spin the chest away from your knee and keep on lengthening the crown of your head upwards. And when you're ready, come back into center, release your leg. We get ready to the second side. So your left foot is in. Again, sit nice and tall. One side might feel quite different. Then as you walk forward, if you don't feel anything at all, come a little higher and again hinge through the hips, so arch your back more. Frame your front foot, go as far away as you can. Breathe in, and as you exhale, let your head drop. So this is again a static hold for about 5 minutes. If you're happy as you are, you stay. If you want to, you can keep this knee bent, and you can also use your props. So place them in front of you, or use them so that your forehead has some support. And I invite you to start very gentle first, like maybe 50% of intensity, 60. Then as your body relaxes, you might be able to reach a little bit deeper, but you always want to stay into that range, 60, 80. You don't want to come to 100%. You want to stay into a place where you can relax. You shouldn't feel your heart struggling to hold it. So once you arrive in your shape, again, can you relax your foot? Can you relax your face, your shoulders? Give yourself a moment to settle and allow the left knee to drop as well to the side. And each time you exhale, maybe you can notice that naturally your body wants to drop a little bit deeper in the stretch. Maybe after a while you feel like you can lower down your props or move them forward. Try and maintain space between your shoulders and your ears. Keeping the belly relaxed. You can still breathe very deeply at the bottom of your lungs. So check in with yourself. Can you feel the back of your neck also is lengthening? So if you can, let your shoulders melt on your back and truly drop the chin to your chest. If your neck feels stiff, you can always move your head side to side a little bit. We have about 1 minute, 1 minute and a half. So see if you can really drop the weight of the upper body onto your legs and enjoy that stretch in your hamstrings and in your back. Take your last 3 slow, steady breaths. And then take your time to roll up through your spine. Reset, finding your head above your hips, and then bring your left foot flat on the floor. Lift up and twist up and over to your left side. You can catch your thigh, use your left fingers behind you, and as you align your spine really perpendicular to the floor, you can start spinning your chest backwards, maybe using the leverage of your elbow if you like. And one more full inhale. Exhale, return to center. Take your legs behind you and refine your tabletop position. So a couple of arches and curls into the back, into cat and cow, nice and easy. Let in maybe your chest now, go a little deeper, and then your upper back push a little bit higher now that you feel warmer. Always trying to follow the movement of the breath as well. One more time, arching and curling. Tuck your toes, shift back into downward facing dog. And see if you can move your chest towards your thighs. Lift on your tiptoes when you breathe in, and as you exhale, push the heels backwards and downwards. And again, inhale, lift your heels. Keep your legs as long as you can. Exhale, push back. Your spine is neutral. The arms in line with the spine, in line with your head. We're trying to open up again the back body. One last time, lift and down. Now step your right foot in between your hands and take your left knee down. So you are into a kneeling lunge. If you feel uncomfortable, as you got some bricks, you can always frame your front foot and lift your chest higher. But let's open up the left hip. We've been folding over for a while. Now open the front of your hip. So option 1, you're using your blocks and stay a little bit more upright. Option 2, you can press your hands onto your thigh and lift up. Try and almost tuck your tailbone under and lift through the abdominals. Take a couple more breaths here. Even out your hips. When you exhale, maybe you can lunge deeper if it feels good. From here, take both hands inside of your right foot, so you can move your blocks on a side, and then walk your right foot to the right. And you're coming into a dragon pose. So tuck your toes again behind you, lift the back knee, and see if you can shift the weight forward and back to go a little deeper now into your hips. If you like to use your blocks, go ahead and use your blocks under your hands, so you got a little bit more space from the floor. And now gently release your back knee down. We hold this posture a few minutes, but I really invite you to focus on your back. So can you release your head so much that maybe you can feel some stretching happening into your back as well. Your hips will be working quite a lot, but also allow your head to drop, your neck to relax. And if you want to go lower, you can take your elbows on the floor and maybe use your blocks to support your head. If the back knee is uncomfortable, you can also use a blanket to support it. And if you need less stretch in general, a good idea is to take a little step forward with the knee so you can stay a little bit higher up. So let your hips drop to your own degree, drop your head as well. So we have this complex pose for many different areas of the body, flexors, groin, hamstrings, back. Only 1 minute left. take your time to press to lift yourself back and up. And shift the weight back onto your shin completely. So you're more than welcome to keep the leg into the diagonal, flex your foot, or if you prefer, you can take your leg in line with the right hip. We move into a variation of alpha split. And if you feel comfortable, use your blocks to be a little bit more upright. So the idea is that your hips are pulling back and you're flexing your toes, and take a couple of times a pointing and flexing of the front foot. If you feel really comfortable to stay on the floor, feel free to keep the hands down. You can even walk them forward and release your head, but point and flex through your toes to stretch again through your hamstrings. And same sensation more or less if your foot is in line with the hip. They change slightly. I invite you to try them both. Keep your belly close to your thigh and leaning back and forward. Allow your calf to lengthen. Good. Now, once you find your sweet spot, we hold the position. So we stay here for 2 minutes, and if this knee is sensitive, definitely place something underneath. I'm going to offer you another option as well. And if you want to use your blocks around your foot or inside, so that you can maintain length through the spine and just gradually bend the elbows and release. You even take your elbows down if you prefer. So let's pause here and try and move the upper body over to the shin as much as possible. Now, if this position feels really, really uncomfortable, you can reset and come back to what we did before. So reaching over the leg into your seated tree pose. Second time you get there, perhaps you can feel something has changed. Maybe that's becoming much easier. So whatever your choice, we have 1 more minute. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling, maybe melting the upper body a bit more. Try and keep your left hip on top of the left knee. And pull your right hip back. Good. Take a couple more breaths. Maybe flex your toes deeper towards you if you like to. And go ahead and come out of the pose. Take your time to shift the foot back. And we meet into a child's pose. So feet together, knees apart. Maybe flip your palms and rest your forehead on the floor as your hip shifts back. Press your hands down, roll back, and let's find downward facing dog. Lift the hips nice and high. Have a little walk on spot and notice maybe one leg feels different than the other now. Allow your hips to twist, your head to move. Then take a big step with your left foot and lower your back knee down. So you are into a kneeling lunge, and if you feel too far away from the floor, again, use your blocks around your foot. Lift up through your chest and then shift your hips forward, trying to lift the abdominals a little bit more. So more active. Option also to press your hands against your thigh. Keep your tailbone heavy and lift upwards. So give yourself a moment or two. Release the front of your hips. forward, and then nice and slowly, one more full inhale, really widening across the front of the hips. Exhale, we take the hands inside of the foot and move the left foot to the left. So you can keep your blocks if you need them, just move them inside. Tuck your back toes under and lift the back knee. You're into your dragon. Shift your weight forward and back a couple of times. And if that feels good for you, you're more than welcome to go straight away on your forearms. Drop the head more. Just see if you can really use this posture to release the head. Now back knee finds the floor, and we're gonna hold the position a little longer. So your left knee is on top of your left ankle. And if you're using your blocks, again, you can use them to stay upright or on your forearms, but try again and drop your chin to your chest. And see if you can feel any sensations at all in your upper back, maybe, or lower back. Maybe for you it is more into the hips. So check any sensations you're feeling. And as always, if your knee feels uncomfortable, you can place a blanket underneath the back knee especially. If this position is too strong, you can draw the back knee closer to you. So stay a little bit more upright with the hips. Always finding a mild stretch. It shouldn't feel painful or extreme. Something we can hold for a long time. Good. When you're ready, you can push yourself back. You can keep your leg exactly in the same direction, coming into your half split, or you can move the leg a little bit closer to the center of the body in line with the hip. So hands on your blocks or down to the floor. Begin flexing and pointing your foot. So we're lengthening now the back of your left calf and hamstrings. Stay long with the spine. So if anything, if you feel a curl in your back, the recommendation is to use your blocks, so you can stay a little bit longer with your back. And now as you find your sweet spot, diagonally or forward, flex your foot and then take a slow breath in wherever you are. Exhale, lengthen your spine and walk even more to the front and release your head. So we hold this half split. Maintaining the right hip over to the right knee. Try and softening the shoulders and the head. The deeper you flex your toes, the deeper the stretch will feel into the back of the leg and the back. And now, of course, if this really doesn't work as a shape, even with the blocks, you can take it on the floor as we did before, coming into your seated tree, and maybe now you can notice there is more ease in going forward now that we opened so much the body. So we stay here for one last minute. Now slowly press the floor away, lift your spine up and return into your child's pose. Feet together, knees apart. Your arms lengthening forward, maybe flipping your palms and drawing the weight of the body backwards. Keep your head heavy, maybe the forehead is touching the floor. Now place your palms down and then round your back, moving forward. Come laying all the way down onto your belly. We move into a quick Sphinx pose just to open the front of the hips again. So your elbows come under your shoulders, and then you want to drag your chest forward. So keeping the collarbones wide. Your feet can be wide to protect your back, or they can be right behind your hips. Take a few moments here. So chest pushing forward, lengthening through the spine. Try and press your pubic bone down. And if it feels good for your neck, you can gently move the head to one side and then to the other side. Again, a couple of times just to loosen up the neck. As you come back into center, you can drop your chin down to the chest. And then again, look straight away, forward. Again, one more time, chin to the chest. And front. And then nice and easy release, fully down onto your belly. Push back. And refine your child's pose. So now take your feet together, knees apart, and walk your hands all the way to the left side, right hand on top of the left. Pull your right hip back and see if you can relax the weight of your head in between your arms. Breathing into the right side of your lower back. And come back into center and walk your hands to the opposite side. Left hand on top of the right. Plug your left back and release your head down. And then make your way back into center. Find a way to come all the way down onto your back. We're taking our feet as wide as the hips. Press your palms down. We go through a little bit of articulation of the spine. So take a slow breath in. Arch your back as you prepare, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone and lift your hips one vertebra at a time until you find your yogic bridge, so the chest is widening, is expanding, and then slowly return from the top of the spine, your middle back, your lower back, and your hips. And again, arch your back to prepare, and then tuck your tail and roll up. So you can stop halfway, or you can really go for the full back bend. Keep your eyes up to the ceiling and move the chest towards your face, and then melt your upper back and come down to the floor. Arch your back as you inhale, exhale, tuck your tailbone and roll back and up. Let's go one last time, slowly rolling down, bone by bone, arching through the back, and then tucking the tailbone to roll up. So as you stay at the very top, you can interlock your fingers behind your back if you like. Squeeze your palms together and move your chest up and towards you more. 10 toes pushing down. A few more breaths to switch on the back body as we let it go again. And slowly let go of the grip, roll down through your spine, bone by bone. Pull your knees into your chest and find your happy baby. So your feet up to the ceiling. You can catch your heels or the outside of your ankles or your calves. Plug your knees towards your shoulders and lengthen your tailbone forward. Like a big sumo squat, you can rock side to side. And as you rock side to side, keep the neck heavy and relaxed. Lovely, pose back into center. We hold the stillness. So as you breathe in, let your belly expand. As you breathe out, pull your knees even closer to the ground. Keep your collarbones wide. If this position doesn't work, you can always take your knees together and rest. Or feet together, knees apart, maybe catch your ankles. So it's kind of a similar situation to happy baby, but a little bit less pressure. Feel your lower back lengthening and relaxing, probably touching the ground at this point. If you feel really open in your hamstrings now, you might want to extend your legs more. That's your choice. Otherwise, you stay as you are. We just have about 5-8 more breaths in this position. You can always bend your knees and come back to the first stage. Slowly allow your legs to return back into your center. Take a full body stretch, arms and legs stretching away from each other. And go ahead, we move into crescent moon. Walk your feet up and over to the right side a little bit. And then catch your left wrist and tilt your upper body to the same side, to the right. If you wish, you can hook your left ankle on top of the right. And then try and melt your shoulders and your hips down. So you're stretching sideways, but you're keeping your back body relatively grounded. Your throat is relaxed. And as you breathe in, you can really feel the expansion of the left side of your body. Now slowly make your way back into center and take this crescent moon to the other side. So walk your feet as far away as it feels comfortable for you to the left. Catch your right wrist and tilt your upper body. Maybe cross your right ankle on top of the left, but try and keep your elbows, shoulders and hips pushing down to the ground. So you want to feel some opening into the right side of your waistline, but your lower back is not too arched. It's kind of still close to the floor. And if you want, you can close your eyes as you're holding this side reach. Take one more full inhale. And as you exhale, return to your center. Draw your knees into your chest. We finish off with a twist. So move your knees up and over to your right side. Open your left arm. If you wish, you can cross your top knee over to the bottom one. Breathe in, and as you exhale, lengthen your left arm more. Keep your throat soft. Coming back to center, reset to take it to the opposite side. So knees are dropping, right knee over to the left, maybe crossing. And then lengthen through your right arm, releasing the weight of your head in opposition if it feels good. back into center when you're ready, and now find your Shavasana, your final relaxation. So you can lengthen your legs if you want to in front of you, maybe bend the knees instead if it feels more comfortable. And you can also use your blanket as a pillow if you have one, or you can cover yourself up if you want to. So take a few moments here to release the weight of your body fully, however you want to close. And reconnect to the movement of your breath. So the air passing through your nostrils, going down, washing the back of your throat and expanding your chest in all directions. And the same journey reversed, the air exiting through your nostrils. So keep watching your breath becoming slower as your body feels softer, more relaxed. Take a few more moments to truly slow down, and then you're more than welcome to stay exactly as you are for as long as you want to. But if you want to close your practice seated, you can gently roll over to one side, and with no rush, find your way back into a comfortable seated position. Your hands come in at the center of your heart, and you can blink open your eyes in your own time. Thank you very much for practicing with me. We close here today. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gonna see you very soon. Thank you.